Holly Wilson, and I'm going to discuss with you today about nurse practitioners. They're more affordable and equally effective. Who would have thought that nurse practitioner and Walmart would have anything in common? Well, they actually do, and it's brought a decades-long debate back into the spotlight. Nurse practitioners are opening up care clinics at Walmarts across the country, much to the disdain of many physicians. These physicians express concern for the quality of nurse practitioner care over physician care, and I will explain why this theory is incorrect in hopes of closing the gap and promoting collaboration between the physicians. Let's look at the facts. In only 5 out of 16 states do nurse practitioners have the authority to practice without a written agreement with a supervising physician. 9 states require physician involvement to prescribe but not diagnose and treat, and in 24 states, physician oversight is required to prescribe, diagnose, and treat. The Institute of Medicine stance is that nurses should be able to practice to the full extent of their education and training in order to adapt to the changing healthcare system after the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, which authorizes nurse-managed health clinics and other innovations. The Federal Trade Commission reported in 2014, based largely on the IOM report, they argued that physician supervision or collaborative practice agreement requirements may restrict competition unnecessarily, which can be detrimental to healthcare consumers and have broader public health consequence. That is, decreased access to healthcare services, higher healthcare costs, reduced quality of care, and less innovation in healthcare delivery. Other arguments made by advocates for ARNPs about the adverse effects of SOP restrictions are based on proposed reasoning or on discussions concerning inefficient use of time and delay in needed care because a physician's approval was required to prescribe, order equipment, or admit a patient into the hospital. The best evidence of the ESP identified came from 2 randomized controlled trials that consistently found no difference in patient satisfaction with provider interaction when seeing a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant instead of an MD. Medicine, for example, the Institute of Medicine, for example, claims that a large body of evidence does not support the conclusion that ARNPs are less able than physicians to provide safe, effective, and efficient care. The danger here is that there are concerns about the expanding role of nurse practitioners, or PAs for that matter, obscure the real threat to family physicians. After all, very few physicians truly practice independently anymore. They work in multidisciplinary groups for the benefit of not only their practice, but of themselves and their families. Fewer residents are choosing full-service family medicine as a career. As of yet, family physicians cannot and largely will not do it all. The real threat to these physicians is not nurse practitioners. While there are undoubtedly some nurse practitioners who want to replace family physicians, most of those who feel that way have felt frustrated at being unable to utilize all their skills. Nurses are not for a movement that NPs are driven by political agenda and aimed at solving the shortage of physicians, but that does not consider the shortage of nurses, nor the value of nurses for their specialized skills and contributions. Healthcare funders have a vested interest in encouraging competition among various autonomous primary care providers. We should not downplay or deny the issues between nurse practitioners and family physicians. These issues have been debated in both the United States and the United Kingdom. Creating that 3-way partnership will take time. Yes, the politics can get dirty. The time has come for both family physicians and nurse practitioners to focus on what they have in common. That is, a concern for the patient's well-being and a desire for respect and acknowledgement of their unique and often difficult roles. Studies have shown that nurse practitioners and physician assistants can provide substantial proportion of primary care, and that they tend to be more willing to practice in underserviced areas. Nurse practitioners are viewed as a threat by some family physicians that fear that the nurses will assume their role. However, the need for primary care providers is such that the various practitioners must learn to work together for the benefit of the health of patients. Removing restrictive scope of practice laws may expand the overall capacity of the primary care workforce, but only modestly in the short run. Additional efforts are needed that recognize the locational tendencies of physicians and non-physicians. Nurse practitioners and family physicians face a common threat: a healthcare system that places its political agenda before patient safety and well-being, and that does not adequately value the primary care providers. Both groups need to unite in order to address the real threat, a system that often demonstrates little respect for primary care providers, whether physicians or nurses. Together, physicians and NPs need to demand a healthcare system that is equally patient-centered, one that listens to the opinions and the concerns of its providers because they know the system best, and that does not treat its practitioners as products. Here I have a little thing here that says the nurse practitioner with the brain of a doctor and the heart of a nurse. And I also wanted to discuss quickly that in 2013, the nurse practitioner state practice environment looked such as this. There was these states in blue that are full practice states, and these states in yellow are reduced practice states, and the red states here are restricted practice states. The state that I'm currently in is Florida, and this one is a restricted practice state. I actually have a nurse practitioner friend who discussed with me all of the issues that she faces on a daily basis, which have been included here that I've seen as well when I was doing my research. Thank you very much.